Hello, my name is Sandra Clark, and welcome to Build Your Creative Business, a series for artists and makers. In Build Your Creative Business series, I break down everything that you're going to need for your creative artistic business into 4 modules. And in each of those modules are lessons. Let's go over what we're going to be doing. The first thing we're going to do is write an effective artist bio. Then we're going to update your artist statement, revise your CV or your artist resume. And then we're going to talk about the money. We're going to talk about pricing your art, taking into consideration income goals that you have for yourself and your business. We're also going to talk about wholesale and retail markets. In the next module, we're going to move online and talk about markets that you can explore there, as well as selling in boutiques and museum shops, and also how to expand your product, your art, into a service, or if you have a service, how to expand into creating a product. Then we're going to wrap it all up by assembling your cohesive brand. We're going to polish your marketing plan and talk about continued learning. In this first lesson, Artist Bio, we're going to create a really impressive bio that will impress art directors and curators with your creative story. Artists need tools, and one of the most important tools is an artist bio. An artist bio, or biography, is important information about you, the artist, rather than the artwork. An artist needs a bio for call for submissions to art galleries and events, writing a proposal to art directors and curators and music producers, interviews for media, blogs, television, podcasts, which are really important right now, and magazines. You'll also need one for public relations and marketing, catalogs and portfolios, and for your art, music, theater, and artist residency grant proposals, and of course your website. Who is this course for? New artists who have never written their story in a bio. It's for emerging artists who have some experience but they'd like some help writing an impressive bio. And it's also for established artists wanting to refresh their bio and see what's new out there. The definition of artists in the framework of this class includes fine art, visual art, painters, illustrators, photographers, graphic designers, coloring book artists, writers, animators, musicians, potters, fashion, knit and crochet wear, wearable art, actors, and so many more genres. Building your portfolio correctly will result in a polished, professional appeal that will propel your creative business in the right direction. In this course about Artist Bio, we're going to talk about the technical criteria you'll need, what art directors and curators expect to read in your bio, art education, shows and exhibitions, any extraordinary achievements, and we'll talk about what I mean by that in the course, and examples of Artist Bio. Many artists dread having to write their creative story. They fear they don't have enough experience to impress curators and art directors. Sometimes they might have too much experience and get bogged down with making decisions on what to put in their story. I love the challenge of tackling words, experience, and story to create a fascinating collateral supporting my artwork and my brand. An artist bio is an essential marketing tool that moves your creative business forward. Your bio has the power to create positive buzz that will result in more sales that keep you in the freelance art career that you love. If you have any questions at all about this course, you can email me, sandra@sandraclark.ca, or you can join the private Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/build your creative business. I look forward to seeing you in the course. There are a couple of technical criteria points that remain art industry standards, saying that it's still okay to occasionally break the rules when it makes sense to do so. The length of an artist's bio is generally between 100 and 500 words. However, if the curator or art director provides you with submission guidelines, follow them to the letter. An artist's bio is always written in the third person. At first, it'll feel a little strange to write your own bio that way, but you will get used to it and even begin to look at your art and accomplishment through new eyes. This is your artistic story, so include a great photograph of yourself. Have the picture reflect your creative medium. If you're a classical musician, have your picture taken playing your instrument. If you knit, include beautiful yarn in your photography. A simple, clear headshot works beautifully too. Diction is the choice of words that you use to write your bio. You might be tempted to get out your thesaurus and dress up your bio with $10 words to impress an art director. Don't do that. Use language that you would use in a face-to-face conversation with the curator or art director. Be real and be yourself. What do art directors and curators expect to read in your artist's bio? Your bio is about you, the artist. Include your name and name of your studio, if you do have a name of the studio. If you don't have a studio name, just don't include it. Where were you born and how it influenced you as an artist? Where do you live now and how it influenced you as an artist? Your art education or any other education, workshops, classes that have a direct influence on your current art. Your showings, exhibitions, and boutiques. Artistic philosophy and insights. Who influenced you as an artist? Awards, honors, distinctions, and nominations should be included in your bio. And any experience that is art-related. The big question that your bio answers is why. Why do you make art? Make a list of all the answers to why you make art, keeping in mind the list at the beginning of this lesson. From the list, pull out all the gems that will impress the reader of your bio. If you went to art school or attended poetry workshops led by Leonard Cohen or took acting classes from Lee Strasberg, you would obviously include that in your artist bio. But what if you're like a lot of artists and you didn't go to art school, but you might have taken relevant workshops, training, e-courses, or distance learning that are still considered art education? Skillshare, Creative Live, Udemy, Coursera are some of my favorite remote education platforms. MoMA also has an excellent library of courses you can take online. Coursera partners with top universities around the world to offer free courses online for anyone to take. I encourage you to spend some time on Skillshare, Creative Live, Udemy, and Coursera's websites, and visit them often for art and business courses that will move your art career forward, and you can include them in your artist bio. Here are some to consider with their websites. Also, start listening to some podcasts. There are thousands of podcasts about art and art business, and new ones are born every day. For the most updated podcasts, Google your specific interest. Choosing which exhibits and boutiques to include in your bio depends on who is reading it. You will have a standard bio for your website or brochure, but you should also tweak your bio if it doesn't quite fit some galleries or events. For example, if your watercolor portfolio ranges from babies to adult nudes and you're submitting to Parents Magazine, your bio will include your baby and children information. Save the adult nudes for a different audience. If you have one or no exhibits, but you do have something coming up in the future, then include that information. If you don't have any exhibits and don't have anything coming up, then get creative. Think of any place that you've shown your art. Have you participated in craft shows or festivals, contests or fairs, shown at the library, did a demonstration? Write about those experiences. Art galleries have beautiful boutique shops that sell artists' work. If your art has been featured in an art gallery shop, add that information to your artist's bio. If you're new to the art world and don't have any experience, then start making a list where you can display your art. Before you know it, you'll have a huge list of exhibits and boutiques to choose from for your bio. This is a super fun part of your artist bio. It might be as little as one sentence, but it could have a huge impact. And it might not be the extraordinary achievements you're thinking about. This is where you get to mention that you participated in 4 triathlons, or organized 25 people to knit or crochet 1,000 hats for premature babies, or you lived on a boat once owned by Bobby Kennedy, or you won a contest making a marshmallow tower, or you helped your 98-year-old grandmother rebuild a snowmobile, or you are the eldest of 17 children. The extraordinary achievement or event should fit the bio. For example, Steve celebrated his 40th birthday by skydiving in Maui. Unfortunately, he veered off course, landing in the middle of a wedding party, breaking the maid of honor's arm. The good news is, Steve and the maid of honor got married in Maui 10 months later. She shares his love of pottery and helped Steve open his first studio last August. Everyone has a story that can be added to a bio. If it fits, use it. If it doesn't fit, save it. You'll likely use the extraordinary achievement in your art career at some point. It could be a great subject for a guest blog, post, or podcast where you can mention your art business. You don't have to add an extraordinary achievement for the sake of adding it to your bio. But if it fits, use it. It could be the story in your bio that gets you in a gallery or a graphic design contract. Google is a great place to see thousands of examples of artist bios, but not all of those bios will impress art directors and curators. Here's an example of an artist bio that includes the technical criteria of being between 100 and 500 words. It's written in the third party. It's what directors and curators expect to read in your bio. It has art education, exhibits and shows, and extraordinary achievements. Here's the artist profile. This is not the artist bio. This is just some information about an artist. Her name's Emily Ford, and she always loved watercolor paintings. She attended the University of Portland in Oregon and majored in English. She left school early because she was offered a job teaching English in South Korea for a year. Emily ended up staying in Seoul for 5 years. During those 5 years, Emily met and married a fellow English teacher from Montreal, Canada. They moved to Montreal and had twins. Emily found her watercolor paints while unpacking. She tripped over the box. When the twins were 4 years old, Emily signed them up for preschool art classes. When the twins started first grade, Emily was offered an art teaching job at the same community center where the twins took art. Emily, her husband, and children moved to Portland to help out Emily's aging parents. Emily's husband started a marketing business from their home while Emily volunteered at the twins' school and took the odd art and marketing class online and at community centers. That led to her taking watercolor painting classes. Emily started working part-time teaching art to children and teens at the community center. When the twins were in the 7th grade, Emily had built up a large number of watercolor paintings. She even started painting ceramics and taught herself how to make repeating surface pattern designs that she could design her own fabrics on spoon flower. Emily sold some of her watercolor and brush lettering greeting cards at the school's art and craft sale and made a few tea towels for her friends and on spoonflower designed fabric. Emily wants to start an art business and she needs to write an artist bio. Emily wants to ask the local art collective studio if she can join and exhibit her watercolor painting, ceramics, repeat pattern design fabrics, brush lettering greeting cards, and tea towels. She's worried that she's got too many art modalities and she'll appear unorganized. Emily decides to approach the art collective studio with her watercolor paintings first. Then add brush lettering greeting cards in the next few months. Emily decides to write one artist bio focusing on watercolors and the second bio focusing on repeat surface pattern designs for licensing. Here's the artist bio that Emily wrote for the Art Collective Studio. Emily Ford literally fell into watercolor landscapes when she returned from teaching English in Seoul, South Korea. She tripped over unpacked boxes releasing the paintings she created while overseas. Born in Portland, Emily has painted landscapes of both the Pacific Ocean sunrises and sunsets. After her years teaching art for the Montreal Community Children's Art Programs, Emily picked up her paintbrushes once more and created a large body of artwork since 2014. The Museum of Modern Art in New York City offered remote art classes that helped further Emily's art education. Emily's latest project is a series of Oregon landscapes where she added the playfulness of her twin daughters and Montreal-born husband, William. Still teaching children art, Emily has plans to add adult art classes to her schedule in the new semester. Much less clumsy now, Emily keeps her watercolor landscapes in frames, ready for their new walls. And she includes a website, telephone number, and her email address. Emily's bio is 150 words. There's a nice picture of Emily painting her family on the beach. She didn't use absolutely everything that she wrote in her profile. She only used information that would be relevant for the curator at the art studio. Emily made interesting points that the curator will want to learn more about, such as Emily's experience in Seoul and Montreal. And the curator will likely want to see Emily's paintings of sunrises over the Pacific Ocean from South Korea and sunsets over the same ocean from Oregon. MoMA offering remote art classes is a super interesting fact that few know about. Emily opened with a giggle about her tripping over boxes containing her paintings and referred to her past clumsiness in her closing. She included her contact information, website, which will have great photographs of Emily's framed paintings on walls and perhaps a 1-minute behind-the-scene video of Emily painting and further talking about her story. Start writing your artist bio by writing a detailed profile about yourself, why you make art, your education experience, and something interesting like Emily did about tripping over the boxes. Know who the reader will be so that you can use relevant information from your profile. Keep your words between 100 and 500, use a good photograph of yourself, and tweak your artist bio based on who the readers are and what you know the bio to communicate.